rush, and as you can see, I'm still, packing up. I'm still getting ready to leave. I'm still getting ready to do stuff. Things are starting to get empty. Still got, all these books to do. But today I want to talk about Star Wars Battlefront, and actually more about the negativity towards games that haven't even been released yet. But let's talk about Battlefront first to actually show you what I'm talking about. First of all, you had the original Battlefront, and the campaign wasn't an actual story-driven campaign. You could play through the history of the Clone Wars or the Galactic Civil War, but there wasn't actually a story chapter-for-chapter campaign, and the cutscenes were actually clips from the movie. So the original Star Wars Battlefront didn't really have much. You still had the 64-player battles, you had the 32 on PlayStation 2 and Xbox, so there was still that, but the content was still very, very limited. There still wasn't much content in the original Battlefront. You had 3 modes. You had Instant Action, you had Galactic Conquest, and you had... campaign. You had the campaign, which wasn't a traditional campaign, at least in the first Battlefront. Now, in Battlefront 2, they gave you more of a traditional campaign. You basically saw the history through the eyes of an individual in the 501st, otherwise known as Vader's Fist, if you don't know that. It had, of course, tons of planets, tons of maps, tons of things you could go to. So it had a lot of content, okay? Here's where I start getting into the community's perception of things. That was then, okay? That was then. It's not that the hardware can't handle 32 on 32. We know the hardware can handle 32 on 32. We know the hardware can do a lot more than what it seems they're giving us in Star Wars Battlefront. We know that, and that's why a lot of people are getting upset. However, you have to take into account that that was then, this is now. It's a new developer. It's not Pandemic. I believe that was the original developer. It's DICE. So, in a sense, you already know that you're going to get a multiplayer experience that is actually very, very worthwhile. Because even though with all the bugs and everything that Battlefield 4 released with, it was still a worthwhile experience to play Battlefield 4, whether you want to agree or not, for a lot of people. And that's where I start getting into the community. It's like people pay more attention to the art styles than what's actually in the game. Okay, yes, they said no space battles, but they actually didn't say no space battles. They just came out recently with a comment that stated they're looking into space battles. It's not completely off the table. They've said this, they've explained this, but people are saying no space battles are completely off the table. There's 5 DLC packs planned. So you know there's going to be a season pass with maps, so you're going to have around, I'm guessing, 32 maps, give or take. After the 5 DLC packs are released, you're going to get maps. Yes, that's kind of an interesting way to do it, but you know what? It's EA. We know EA's going to do this. We know EA has been doing this for a long, long time. So here's my issue with everything. You're seeing this with a lot of games, where they bash it and then praise it when it comes out. Or they bash it and just continue on that hate train. Perfect example. My brother said Battlefield Hardline is worth a get. It's worth a buy. It's worth the $60 that you will pay for it. Now, why would he say that? I mean, according to everything on YouTube and according to this gaming community, Battlefield Hardline is a shitty game. According to Angry Joe and all these big YouTubers, Battlefield is a shitty game. So if it's a shitty game, why would I be recommended Battlefield Hardline? If you like cop dramas, from what I hear, you're gonna love Battlefield Hardline. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Everyone said it was downgraded. Direct comes out, and the game looks stunning. The game looks fantastic. The game looks like it's pushing every ounce of power out of the Wii U that it can. But it was downgraded. It's gonna be less than quality. Destiny. If none of you have seen that, and I'm actually gonna do a video on this, the Reef reveal, if you watch that Twitch reveal, it's looking like the Destiny that was promised to us in the beginning. That doesn't excuse that the game wasn't launched complete, as people would say. But you also have to understand it's a business. They've got to make money. Does it take away from the overall experience? And that's the thing. Destiny, I got my $60 out of. I got it. I got my $60 out of Destiny. I've gotten all the money I've put into Warframe. Warframe, I've put in tons of money. My brother Tsunami has put in tons of money to Warframe. I'm talking that Warframe must have cost him especially at least $250. Just that game. But he liked Warframe, so he doesn't mind spending that money. He doesn't mind giving that money. If you like something, there's no reason not to pre-order it. If you know it's a title you're going to get, there's no reason not to pre-order it. Now, me personally, I don't pre-order a lot of stuff, but when it's a game that I absolutely want, I pre-order that. Most people who enjoy Star Wars isn't gonna have a shitty experience with Battlefront. It may not be the Battlefront of old, but that was the past. This is now. This is a new studio, a new place, a new everything. It seems to me like gamers these days want the same experience over and over and over because it's familiar. You've seen a lot of new IPs get shit on. And a lot of these new IPs that have been shit on get recommended to me because they're good games. You see, a gamer is always a gamer first. When you love something, when you care about something, it's never logical. You're gonna give that money for something that you love. You're gonna give that money for a hobby that you adore, for games that you want. You're gonna give that money for the DLC of a certain game that you love. You're gonna pre-order games that you like. Everyone jumps on fanboys and says fanboys are extreme fanboys are the detriment of the community. They are awful in this community. Fanboys that just attack other things that aren't what they particularly like. Those are fanboys that are detrimental to this community. But you've also got fanboys who are good for the community. Fanboys who love games. Now you can I'd rather be a fanboy who loves all different types of games and all different types of experiences than be a logical person and not buy games, not enjoy my games anymore. Gaming, like I've said on many videos, is supposed to be a positive space. So why isn't it positive? Why isn't gaming still positive? You see everybody covering only the negative, no positive, nothing. It's always better to motivate to excellence than demand excellence. Always. Motivation allows people to work for you in a way that they are passionate about. Demanding excellence makes people say, I don't want to fucking work for this dude. I don't want to listen to this dude. I'm not against any of these movements that are out there on YouTube that are trying to clean up gaming in their own way, because we're all after the same thing. I just happen to come from a different perspective. I want to motivate developers to create the best games they can for me by enjoying the products that I get. Now, you guys might think that's naive, that's stupid, that's dumb, but that's my way. That's who I am. So I'm not against anyone who goes about it in a more negative way. They can do what they do in their own way if they want. I disagree with a lot of things from a lot of these different channels, but that doesn't mean that I can't see where they're coming from. You see what I'm saying? I can see where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, gaming is a hobby. Gaming is supposed to be fun. If you get to that point where it's no longer fun and it's no longer something you want to do, then it's time to leave. And that's okay. That is fine to leave gaming if you're at a point where you cannot be positive about it. It's okay to leave at that point, because that means you've grown out of it. We grow out of hobbies all the time. We grow out of games all the time. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just noticing this in the community. I'm noticing people attack Destiny. They've attacked Battlefield Hardline. They've attacked Battlefront. They've attacked games that aren't even out yet, that they haven't played. They're attacking games that many people adore and many people love. And it's okay that they love them. That's what people don't understand. It's okay for these guys to love something you don't like. It's okay for them to enjoy something you don't enjoy. It's okay for him to like Destiny, but you not to. It's okay to do that. But for some odd reason, a lot of the community thinks it's not okay to do that. It's not okay to like something different from me. And it's funny because a lot of people, they'll hide behind the fact that they understand where you're coming from, but you're wrong, is basically what they're saying. They understand where you're coming from, but you're wrong. People say they want the best for gaming. Well, so do I. You think I don't want the best for gaming because I'm positive about gaming? I want nothing but the best for gaming. I want nothing but the best for people out there. But see, I'm not sitting here telling people what to do either. I'm not going to tell him not to pre-order Star Wars Battlefront. If he wants to pre-order Battlefront, pre-order it if that's what you really want. If it's a game you know you're going to get, go out and pre-order that shit. Go out and get the DLC of games that you actually love. I get DLC of games that I want DLC for. If I don't want the DLC for it, I spend the $60 and that's that. We're all after the same thing of gaming being the best that it can be. Now, just because some people are overly negative and some people are overly positive doesn't make either one of them wrong. It just means they both have what they love and what they don't love about gaming. Nobody's wrong. There is no wrong move here. If you pre-order a game, you're not wrong for doing so. If you get DLC, you're not wrong for doing so. If you like that game and you want to get the DLC, get that shit. If you want to pre-order a game, get that shit. But this trend of attacking things before they even come out, before we even have an option to play them or enjoy them, is really detrimental to the gaming industry. People who like Star Wars are going to love Battlefront. That's just the way it is. People who like the Killer Instinct series are going to get an Xbox. People who like RPGs and JRPGs, they're going to get a PlayStation. And all this is okay. There are multi-console owners that will get everything because they love the hobby that much. But when you're buying stuff just to bitch about it, or you're buying stuff just to complain about it, that's when it starts becoming an issue for me personally. Positivity is having a discussion about what you want, having a discussion about what may or may not need to be changed, having a discussion with people on the other side of the fence without attacking them personally. This is positivity. This is the way gaming should be, in my opinion. You can take this with a grain of salt if you want, and at the end of the day, I'll be fine if you do. You guys can all down this video and dislike this video, and at the end, I'll be okay with that. Because everyone's entitled to what they like, what they want, what their opinions are, and nobody's wrong for having them. That's called respect for other people. If you want Battlefront, go out and get it. If you like Destiny, you're not wrong for liking Destiny. If you like Battlefield Hardline, you're not wrong for liking that. If you spent the $120 on Battlefield Hardline, you're not wrong for doing that. If you enjoy Mortal Kombat 10, which has also been in the crosshairs of YouTube, you're not wrong. You're not wrong for liking this stuff because you are your own person and you enjoy the things that you enjoy. This has been Zero. Keep gaming, gamers. And I will see all of you guys and gals